Welcome back. We're still on Reen's route, and we're here in Heimdall at Vainqueur Street. Now let's grab you. Both the Empress and the Princess have looked much more cheerful since the Prince's marriage. And now he and his Lady Shera are on their honeymoon. Knowing they're all doing so well really puts a spring in my step. With the trams more expensive than ever, I've taken to walking so I can save some mirror. This is all because the Empire had to pay reparations to the Republic, right? Why do we have to be the ones to suffer when it's the government that lied to us in the first place? I know there's no way of getting around it, but it still sucks. Oh dear. You'd be surprised how much those travel expenses impact our finances at home. I know there's no getting around the price hike, but it still sucks. Yes, it would. There's someone behind me. Who? Who are you? Let's go further down. Oh, hello. Some folks from our place got drafted into the war. One of them is so traumatized that he still isn't back on his feet. Oh, dude. That whole thing may have only lasted a day, but the scars run deep. Indeed, indeed. A few weeks after the end of the Great War, my youngest son started attending Sunday school. Now he's got lots of friends and seems to be having a grand old time. Seeing the youngsters in such good spirits is enough to keep me chugging along. Hello? Ah, but it isn't everyone from Thors. If I remember correctly, he's Wayne's father. Hello, it's good to see you. Looks like you're patrolling the capital. Is everything okay? As you can see, things are peaceful as ever. Even the tourists have returned. There haven't been any big incidents as of late. Well, other than the crossbell situation making front page news. Yes. Instructor? Yeah, it doesn't seem like the military police have been informed of the situation with His Highness or C's proclamation. So everything really is being kept under wraps then. Thank you for speaking with us. If anything changes, please let us know. But of course. I assume this is part of your special ops? Good luck, everyone. We're on patrol every day, but there've been no big incidents. If pressed to comment on something, I'd only mention that Representative Regnitz has been mighty busy. I understand there's no getting around it since he's the current representative, but I do wish he wouldn't push himself so. He's a workaholic, a bit like Macias. You can tell he gets it from his father, you know. As a father, I'm relieved Wayne moved up at school. I'm not exactly supposed to talk about this sort of thing while on duty, though. And with things in Crossbell, Uri, and Northumbria still unstable, who knows what could happen. We need to stay alert and focused. Welcome. Have you already read the latest issue of the Imperial Chronicle? The former Governor General escaped from prison and appeared at the Crossbell signing ceremony, and the SSS was defeated by the Ibon Defense Force. I heard the cover story was supposed to be a special feature on Crossbell's independence, but it all got revised. It would do. I just hope all this chaos doesn't lead to another war. I've been saving money to make my dream of having my own shop come true. But if war breaks out again, I sure as heck won't be working. What is going on around here? Grabbing that. Gosh, my big brother is always leaving me in charge of the store. He's talking about how great this is, but he's the only one who gets to skip out on work. You know what, though? I should just be grateful things are back to normal. I'm willing to indulge my brother's selfishness for a little longer. Oh, are you? I'm just grateful things are peaceful again. I'm willing to indulge my brother's selfishness for a little longer. You really can't beat weather this nice. At the end of the day, all I really want is to run the store with my little sis and enjoy some peace and quiet. But with everything going on in Crossbell, the thought of potentially being drafted again casts a bit of a shadow over it all. It'd be nice if things could just wrap themselves up before they get any worse. It would be nice. I don't know what I'll do if I get drafted again. It'd be nice if things could just wrap themselves up before they get any worse, yeah. Fish and tartar time. Oh my. Right, so have I spoken to you? Yes, I have. Just want to make sure I've done this lot here. I spoke to you.
Business as usual here, even with the prince gone MIA.
The information blackout will only last for so long. We need to find a lead soon.
Agreed. We'll need to give this place a thorough look.
Indubitably. My word, what could the former Governor General possibly be thinking? The idea of unifying the continent is nothing but a pipe dream, in my opinion. Plus, I really doubt he plans on going to war with the Empire. I don't know what he's plotting, but I wish he wouldn't drag the rest of us into it. What could the former Governor General be thinking? United Nation of Crossbell, he says. I doubt that's ever gonna come to be. It just, as a phrase, as an idea, is very strange. Very strange. We've got to keep an eye on that. I'm here to buy some new clothes for a trip I'm taking with my boyfriend. Now that things around town are back to normal, we figured now would be a good time to visit Ordis, the port city. The sun must be really bright out there, huh? Better make sure to bring lots of sunscreen with me. I'm here to buy some new clothes, trip boyfriend, Ordis, the port city, sunscreen. Righto. I must admit, it feels a little wrong to be out shopping while Crossbell is under siege and all. But at the same time, I've got to do something to keep my spirits up or else I'll completely lose my mind. Yeah, I can understand that. Get a regular routine, normal everyday life to just deal with it all, really. All of which is to say that sales at the Uri branch are great. Nice, good work out there, Safer. You mentioned something earlier about an independence movement, though. How did all of that pan out? Things must have been pretty rowdy, what with the protesters demonstrating in front of the shop and all that. It was fairly violent for a while there. From what I understand, there have been attempts, even without the government's intervention, to de-escalate the situation. As a result, the instability is dissipating in an effort to gain the sympathy of the locals. Gotcha. Well, I'm glad to hear things aren't looking so hairy out there now. I've got a feeling we have a certain someone to thank for tidying things up, but either way, we should count our blessings. I'm not sure I follow. It's fine, don't worry about it. All that matters is that the Uri branch is in good shape. Keep up the good work as manager there, Safer. Thank you. I will. Although it feels a little surreal to be called a manager these days. As far as I'm aware, Crow's in Uri himself right now. Howard must sense his hand in all that's been going on, however minor. Yes, indeed. Our bottom line really took a 1-2 punch in Uri, thanks to the war and then the independence movement gaining heat. Now that things are stabilizing over there, though, our sales there are looking up. I'm sure Safer hasn't had the easiest time being the branch manager. But that's you. But it looks like she's got a good grip on things now. But that's you. Are you okay? Do you need to sit down? Hey, long time no see, folks. Things are pretty rocky over in Uri, but thankfully the craziness seems to have subsided there for the time being. Speaking of Uri, that reminds me of a certain someone from there. One day after the war, he just strolled into my shop. I heard the guy died, so you can imagine how my jaw hit the floor. Not that I was unhappy to see him, mind. I take it a lot's happened over there. It's good to see at least a little peace and stability return to the area for once. I meant to say, next time the Academy is putting on any events, be sure to reach out to us. You guys are some of our most valued clients, so we're more than happy to cut you a great deal. I'm sure Safer hasn't had the easiest time being the branch manager, but it looks like she's got a good grip on things now. That's you! Oh no! Oh no. Safer dropped by today to give a report on her store branch in Uri. At first she seemed concerned about whether she had what it takes to run the business as a manager. But judging by the way she's talking, it appears those fears have been alleviated. Are you sure? You want to speak to her again? I'm not entirely sure she's okay. Safer dropped by today. Yep. That's just nicest straight away, isn't it? Yeah, I think we're good there. Right, let's head out. And going to the next location, which I can't remember exactly what it is. Ah, it's the Orbal Factory. Wow, another big order from yet another client. I've been getting a lot of these lately. Maybe it's a sign that business is starting to pick up again? Oh, sorry, you probably don't want to hear about something like that. I was just thinking aloud to myself. I've had my hands full keeping up with big orders from multiple firms recently. It's been a relief. I was worried business was going to keep trending downward. But now things are looking up. Feels a bit strange, truth be told, but far be it of me to look a gift horse in the mouth. Business has been booming thanks to some large orders coming in. Aha. Be lying if I said it didn't seem a little too good to be true given the times we're in, but hey, I'll gladly take it. Yes. Yes. We'll keep... Again, there's just orders being placed for large things. Like large quantities. A lot of Orbal stuff. Strange. So what about here? It's interesting, ammo and maintenance oil have been selling like hotcakes lately. Yeah. Then again, a lot of people did buy weapons for self-defense when the war was starting. They could be trying to maintain those. Not that I'm complaining, business is business. Besides, weapon maintenance is a good habit to get into, so I'm glad to see that happening. Maintenance oil has been selling like hotcakes lately. Was that new? A lot of folks were buying weapons from self-defense before the war, so they're likely keeping their purchases in shape. Yeah, we'll go with that. That's what's going on. Well, that's me out of mirror. Okay, I want to go into the Bifrost. Oh, now I was going to say, before we go to the red exclamation, but not now. But there is nowhere else to go, so... I'm wondering when the scene with C is going to happen. We've been catering all sorts of businesses like crazy lately. Business has been booming, which is great, but sure makes keeping tabs on stock a challenge. Just a handful fewer customers and we'd be on Easy Street. That's all I ask. Let's see here. Better put in another order to that one farm. Phew, I'm glad we're doing so well, but something about this just doesn't feel right, you know? Yes. It doesn't at all, does it? Oh, my, if this isn't Sir Reen, how wonderful it is to see you again. I heard much about your exploits during the war. I read all about them in the Imperial Chronicle. Good to see you too. Has it really been half a year? Things are more or less back to normal, but the fallout of war remains, as you can see. The annulment of part of subsidiary aid, and increase in tram fare. I hear taxes were raised for a time in countryside towns as well. Even the 4 great houses in the RF group are scrambling to raise money. The Empire's financial woes are downright palpable. So it appears. You can sense it even in leaves. I swear Eustace's face goes sour the second anyone talks about Mira. Hush you. The fact of the matter is that neither we nor the Empire can continue as we once were. We must find a new way forward, alongside Representative Regnitz. We've entered a new era, I suppose, for better or for worse. Together with Representative Regnitz, I hope we can find a new way forward for the Empire. Your patronage today at Plaza Bifrost is most appreciated. Please note, we aren't importing products from Crossbell at this time. Oh, why not? Is there a reason? We are, however, still receiving shipments from other nations, so do peruse our variety of shops at your leisure. How are you getting stuff from Calvert, though? Because that would have to come through Crossbell as the most efficient means of transport. Your patronage today at Plaza Bifrost is most appreciated. That's assuming they are getting stuff from Calvert. Please note, we aren't importing products from Crossbell at this time. Very well. I wouldn't say the Republic's relationship with the Empire is particularly great now that the war is over, but hey, I'll take it. Even if the whole reparation thing has created quite the ruckus. But thanks to the Republic's new president, things on the domestic front have stabilized and we're finally seeing more normalcy. Though I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little concerned about things in Crossbell. Be that as it may, I intend on continuing my job and support every expatriate Calvarian. Oh, very well. Perhaps it's because things have settled down, but a wealth of entertaining books have been published recently. Foreign books, once contraband, are practically flying off the shelves. No woo baby around, though. Would you by chance be interested in a book during your downtime? 3 and 9 is a personal favorite of mine, which is available on the start menu in case you're wondering. Perhaps it's because things have settled down. Wonderful books, foreign books, 3 and 9. You'd think you would be able to buy 3 and 9 here, even though it is on the start menu. Oh, I need to sell something. You know what? Sell that. It's fine. Kagimaru bookmark. Just want it. I just want it. Ooh, there's a star up here. Okay. Just before the war started, I had the Kleist Company handling circulation of my goods. When all hell broke loose and distribution slowed to a crawl, I was able to count on their routes to get meds to my customers. I'd heard some less than savory things about them, but I'm glad I took a chance with our partnership. Boy, are meds in demand. I ought to prep a voucher for Kleist & Co. before I make my next order. There's a ridiculous demand for medicine right now. I really ought to hit the old ledger before my next order with Kleist & Co. Very well. Let's grab you. To tell you the truth, just before the war started, my back was killing me something fierce. So bad I couldn't even get out of bed. But the moment the war ended, the pain went away with it. You wouldn't believe what I had to put up with. Folks accused me of faking it to get out of the draft. My back's been starting to feel a little funky again. Should probably get that looked at, huh? My back pain was so bad I couldn't even get out of bed. My back's a little out of whack again lately, so it's probably a good idea to pay a visit to the hospital soon, I guess. Just as there's the potential for war coming, you get a bad back again. When I think about how the reparations have affected the Empire, I can't help but resent the Republic. Yeah, you gotta be careful with that. Sure, the Empire may have started the war, but leave it to the Republic to demand reparations at the most opportunistic of times. And it sure hasn't done any favors for the Empire and its influence over other countries. How can a man of the Empire not feel disgraced, given that we've been at odds with the Republic for so many years? Where did our glory shuffle off to? Our ancestors must be rolling in their graves right now. Oh dear. Pristine macarons. Well now, if it isn't Instructorine and Class 7, right, Greg? Given that you're all here, I assume classes have resumed without any issues. It's been quite some time. Your parents work at the cafeteria at the branch campus, if I remember correctly. That's right. They've both managed to return to work. Oh, that reminds me. They've been rather worried about the students at the main campus ever since the prince went missing after the war and all that. The students seem determined not to lose to the branch campus. Sounds like they're trying to figure themselves out. I hear Ada and Fritz in particular have really been dragging the rest of the student body along. Oof, sounds like they're going all out. We can't afford to rest on our laurels either. Prince Cedric pretty much led the entirety of the campus at one point. But after he left, the rest of the students chose to cooperate with us, of their own volition. They really have grown quite a bit. I couldn't be more prouder of my alma mater. According to my parents, the students at the main campus are incredibly determined. I know there's no shortage of problems to solve right now, but we've got to keep our chins up. Indeed. Imperial tea! Oh, You're the folks from the military academy. Fancy running into you all in the capital. Leaves, you say? I've been so busy lately, I haven't even had a chance to visit Lisa's cafe. Frankly, there's not much time to sit down for a coffee when you're raking in record profits on the regular. It all started during the war. See, I used my car to help evacuate some capital folks. We ended up talking insurance, one thing led to another, and lo and behold, they all signed on. Things have been snowballing ever since. Can you blame them when the future is so uncertain? So yeah, business is booming, but oh, what I'd do for a nibble of Lisa's latest bread. A nibble? Oh, that reminds me. Lisa's mentor runs a bakery here in the capital. Not just up and head to Leaves, but there might be a light at the end of the tunnel for my munchies. Your munchies? Hello, you two. How you doing these days? Is that Alan? Bridget? Hey, Rain. Fancy running into all of you here. It's been a while, hasn't it? Alan and I were just enjoying some quality time together between one of his missions. Sorry to interrupt. So does that mean the army has been keeping you busy? Pretty much. The armor division has been stretched thin due to being scaled back. I'm doing everything I can to reduce the load on General Craig and Lieutenant Colonel Neidhart. I still owe them a lot after the war. That's why I volunteered to travel around the Empire to serve as a Panzer soldat drill instructor and work on communications missions. The whole reason I'm in the capital today was to make a report. It's about something that supposedly affects all of the divisions. It seems a little shady to me, but we're covering all of our bases just to be safe. What causes you to find it suspicious? I don't think he's allowed to share that. I'm not, but I wouldn't be surprised if you guys ended up finding out on your own. Yeah, probably gonna happen. Don't be surprised if the Imperial Army reaches out to you when the time comes. Hearing that just makes me more worried about what they have you doing. Even the nobility has been stressed this year, with many families reorganizing their territories. My family has been helping coordinate. Father's been so busy that I've had to help him, which means it's even harder for Alan and I to make time to see each other. Helps knowing that we'll finally be able to hold our wedding once things calm down. No shit. I bet that's a motivator. I suppose it's about time you two tied the knot. Congrats again. Thanks, man. Finally feel like I'm a man worthy of being by Bridget's side after leaving the war behind. I don't plan on letting that change between now and the big day. Oh, Alan. Oh, it's beautiful. Based on what we've heard so far from Alan and Emily, the armor divisions in the Air Force are both preparing for some sort of top-secret mission. Yeah, what? Given the current situation in Erebonia, that must mean RP has been increased by 3. That's what it must mean. Irene, I heard you have a hand in that one development project? Oh, you know about that? I was asked to help because I was an awakener. It's still confidential, so I can't share too much. We might need your help someday, though. Not like it's got anything to do with this current mess anyway. The current investigation takes precedent, but there's no reason we can't look forward to your help if something comes up. Yeah, understood. I might have to ask for your help somewhere down the road. I know I can count on you when the time comes. When the time comes. There were trying times during the war, but they're in the past now. All I want is to make good memories now. I'll let you and the others know when it's official. I'll be counting on each of you when the time comes. Oh? Well, we'll be there, assuming we can be there. You know. I want to see the wedding. Right, so, red exclamation in here. Well, busy in here. Hello! It's Silverwolf and Neb. Well. If it isn't Class 7. I had no idea you were in the capital. Hey, I missed you guys. We weren't expecting to run into the two of you here either. Oh, is this a bad time? Everyone here looks really busy. Don't worry about that. I was just in the mood for a break anyway. Besides, there's no better way to get hot scoops than talking to you, Reen. Although, I'm guessing your sister would have plenty of goss to share, too. Being the student council president and all. Oh, I wouldn't be so sure about that. Oh, and I'm definitely asking to interview you at some point, Ash. So keep an eye out for that. I think we all know what that will be about. Can't we just drop that? Yeah, I think that one's gonna stick with you. Either way, I think we made you stand for long enough. There are some chairs for meetings and the like over there. Why don't we go sit down? Why don't we? If you don't mind me asking, what brings you here anyway, Linde? I thought you were still doing your airship duty, your residency over at St. Ursula. I am, technically. After I finished helping out at the branch campus, I started another year of study in Crossbell. But while I was here in Heimdall for a training session, Crossbell got occupied, so here I am. That would explain it. So obviously, she decided to come spend some time with her favoritist sister in the whole world. She's helping us with the clerical work as a part-timer right now. Well, ain't your company a bunch of bleeding arts? Well, even if they said no, I was just gonna make her pretend to be me. Either way, I win. That sounds very illegal. I wouldn't put it past her for a second, though. Still, I didn't think anyone saw this coming. The former Governor General suddenly declaring himself Supreme Leader of Crossbell? That's a shocker. The craziness you saw when you came in here is everyone trying to get a special issue ready about it all. Still, it's somewhat strange how little the general population has been reacting to the news. Everyone seems shockingly calm. I've been getting that impression during my time in the capital too. I imagine it's due in part to the fact that no one is able to communicate with anyone over in Crossbell. Maybe that lack of immediacy is keeping the reality of the situation from sinking in. Has the Chronicle conducted any opinion polls on the issue? Could be something else going on here, though. We sure have. And I gotta say, I was surprised by what people thought the Empire should do in light of all of this. Most people responded that we should try to avoid any major conflicts. That is somewhat surprising. Given the recent history of Erebonia, I would have assumed people would respond more belligerently. Maybe people are finally just sick of war. Yeah, could be. That would be my take as well. The Battle of Jormungand may have only lasted one entire day, but the economic toll of our reparations and the mental toll on those who were conscripted cannot be ignored, yeah? We've been around to the NPCs, you can see it's really affected how they think about things. It's taken half a year for us to get to the point where life's finally starting to get back to normal too. Indeed, people are still focused on securing their own livelihoods. Of course, that's just your average Erebonian's take on the issue, not the government's stance. But neither the government nor His Majesty have cleared things up on that front yet. Tried asking the military for a statement a few times, but no dice. Now that I'm not surprised by. Still, thanks for the information. Feel like I have a better grasp of the situation now. You're very welcome. Now then, Ringin, hot stoop schwarzer, why don't you tell me about how your little investigation is going? And don't play dumb, I know all about it. You do? Did they ask you to assist with the search, Vivi? Not quite. See, I first got wind of it from a fellow reporter a little while back. It was just a rumor at that point, but I got right to work trying to corroborate it. I hit up every source I had, from other reporters to fellow Thors alumni like Adel, Fee, and Monk. Eventually, Major Claire realized I was hot on the story. And let's be real, at that point, she didn't really have any options other than reaching out to me herself. So, that's how I know. Well, that's really something. From anyone else, that story would surprise me, but from you, Vivi? I suppose the last thing anyone wants is an uninformed, hearsay-based version of that story getting out. Yeah, the true version's bad enough. The information was shared with me too because I'm helping Vivi out. Unfortunately, I don't think we know any more than you do yet. Yeah, but if we can catch word of anything, you'll be the first ones to know. So give us a call if you catch word of anything yourselves. Alright, will do. It was reassuring to see that Linde is here, even if it is just by sheer chance. I'm worried about Rex though. I haven't heard from him ever since he left to take photos of the ceremony and the EDF appeared. Knowing him, I'm sure he's running around snapping pictures like his life depends on it, so he's probably fine, but still. It's gonna be the same again. Times like this, I'm reminded just how handy it is when we had access to the round of 7. Sure made gathering information a little easier when we could get in touch remotely no matter where we all were. Can only wonder how Gaius is doing now that he's back in Nord. Aww. He's probably not in Nord though. That sister of Vivi's has got a really good head on her shoulders. Appearances aside, she couldn't be any less Vivi if she tried. I wish we could take her on full time, to be honest. Right now, we're just up to our eyes in work because of what's happening in Crossbell. I just hope we don't see a repeat of 2 years ago. Give us a shout if you hear anything, alright? It's hard not to worry about Rex over in Crossbell. Vivi seems to be chasing up another story on the side, but I really don't have time to press her on it. If you know anything about Crossbell's situation, let us know, alright? I could try, but I wouldn't expect much. This whole story is just so out of left field. Is it? The United Nations story is going to be on the front page of the next issue. Do you have any sources? You might have info on the former Governor General. It sounds like the government is going to issue another statement on Crossbell. Wonder if this one's going to include a reaction from His Majesty. Maybe not, given how prickly a situation this is. Yeah, we'll see, we'll see. Damn it, I can't get in touch with anyone in Crossbell at all. What am I gonna do? I need to gather more info. And I need to know what the new president of Calvert is going to say in his statement too. Oh, have you finished speaking with Vivi and Linde already? Things are a little chaotic here right now, but you're welcome to make yourselves at home. And that's that. Right, so let's head out and see what comes next. Oh. So, where do I go now? I mean, we know from C's route where we're meant to go. Does that start the scene? Well, where am I meant to go now then? Like, what? Are we done on this route? No. It's like, it's genuinely like, huh? But there's no exclamations or anything. Have we missed a location? In one of these locations? Go back to the plaza, have a look. There we go. And just like that, we got the band back together. I guess so. So, any luck gathering info? Yes, now would be a good time to compare what we found. In that case, how about we meet at the cafe inside the department store? Great idea. Let's head there now. There we go.
Am I imagining things?
Yeah, no one there, mate.
Is something the matter?
No, it's nothing.
It's a little early, but heck, I'm down for lunch. Forget tea time, how about we take meal time? Miriam, I think you've eaten enough. More than enough. Telephone for you, sir. A call? Representative Regnitz. Greetings, Reen. My apologies for contacting you out of the blue like this. I was wondering if by chance you might have met with the rest of Class 7 by now. We did get together with the investigation group in the capital not too long ago, in fact. I take it you have some idea of what's going on with us? More or less, but not like back when the Intelligence Bureau was under direct control of the government. Man, it's wild that we have a direct line to the head of the government, eh? About that, there's a matter of utmost importance I must discuss with you all. Assuming you haven't eaten yet, I'd love to discuss it over lunch. Great timing, let's all grab a bite together. It'll be our pleasure. Much appreciated. I'll be waiting at the Der Himmel Hotel in the Garnier district. Oh. Oh, and please don't feel rushed. I have plenty of time. Alright, thank you as always. I mean, that's where we are on C's route with Lapis and Nadia. Representative Regnitz wants to discuss something with us directly. Perhaps he's learned something pertaining to the incident? Either way, I think we can count on something juicy. Der Himmel, right? That's a fancy hotel in the Garnier district. That's who was in the room! It was us! Lunch at a hotel, huh? Consider me pumped. How about you, Eustace? Please, I'm begging you. Don't forget your table manners. Seems we still have a bit of free time. It would be best to tie up any loose threads now while we have the chance. Right, this could be a golden opportunity to investigate the Garnier district. Once we're all set, let's head to the hotel. Indeed. So, what we'll do then is end this part here, and in the next part, we'll see how far we can advance before we probably end up going back to C's route, because I feel like that's fast approaching, isn't it? That's what it feels like. But anyway, we shall see you in the next part. Ta-ta for now.